UFC Fight Night Las Vegas. We got Miles John from USA, 15-3, against Matsumoto from Brazil, 16-1. Miles John from USA, 15-3, 5'7", 31 years old, 66-inch reach. He has a win in the G League. He's 1-0, a decision win over Richie Santiago. No clue who that is. He's 1-0 versus Adrian Yanez right before the UFC. So if you really wanted, you could add that to his UFC record because Adrian Yanez is a UFC fighter, even though at the same time, that fight was not in the UFC. His UFC record is 6-3-1 with 2 knockouts over Kevin Navidad and Anderson Dos Santos. The rest of this wins are decision. Those are both kind of bums at the same time, so he's beating everyone else but taking them decision. It's not really finishing no one nice. He got knocked up by Mario Batista. He got subbed by John Castadina, and a decision loss to Felipe Lima. Honestly, of all those losses, the sub to John Castadina is the most flag, like yellow flag, but still, he's still a good, decent UFC veteran, 6'3-1. On the other hand, we got Matsumoto from Brazil, 16-1, 5'6", 25 years old, with a 68.5-inch reach. In the G League, he's 1-0 over Casey Tanner, who's 8-1, was only lost to Matsumoto. That's a regional fighter. In the UFC, he's 2-1 with the second round submission over Dan Argurada and a win and decision by Brad Katona. He has a loss to Rob Font, a split decision. He was the favorite. He lost by split decision, had 7 takedowns and 6 minutes of control time. Font just had double the head strikes. In his wins, Argurada and Katona are both low-level UFC fighters, and Rob Font is a high-level fighter. And in that fight, he might have lost, but he showed he can hang with the best. But he's still the favorite, so he should have shown he's more elite than he showed in that fight, but he still showed he can hang around with the best. In this fight right here, Matsumoto honestly has not done enough to show me he can beat Miles John with confidence. This should be a very even matchup, and they should be going back and forth the whole contest. Miles John could even finesse the win from Matsumoto here. The best pick on here is over 2.5 between his high-level UFC Bantamweights. I'm really not sure who to lean here, honestly. Miles John's resume looks more impressive, but there is a reason Matsumoto was a favorite in his last fight against Rob Font. There's a reason he's a favorite here again. Even though he lost against Rob Font, there's a reason he's a favorite here. I just don't see him getting Miles John out of there. I'm more confident in the fight going the distance than choosing a fighter here. If I had to choose, I'd almost choose Miles John from his experience and resume, but Matsumoto is Brazilian and a good fighter, and the odds reflect he's the favorite. But no matter who wins here, the pick between Matsumoto and Miles John is fight to go over 2.5 rounds for these evenly matched bantamweights. Matsumoto versus Miles John, fight to go over 2.5 rounds.